Hello, welcome to another episode of Battle Topics. I'm your host, Clayton, along with my co-host.
What's good? It's your boy Frack here with one of the dopest up-and-comers in the game, the Long Beach Gangsta himself. Long Island Gangsta
Long Beach.
SN. Bring it back, man. Bring it back.
Run it back.
Keep that. Fuck that. Keep it, man.
You're from Long Island, right?
Yeah, I mean, Long Beach is close, but yeah, I'm Long Island.
Long Beach is close.
Fucking Long Beach killer. LBK.
Oh, damn. All right, what up, Mike?
What's good?
Okay, so this episode of Battle Topics, for people who have watched Battle Topics before, we normally choose a topic pertaining to our guest and run with it. But this one, I want to kind of switch gears a little bit and pose a really open-ended question that pretty much everybody and their brother has an opinion on, and a different opinion at that. But we have three very opinionated people on this podcast right now, so I'm going to see where we can go from here. So we have Mike P. All three of us, kind of, just to preface this episode a little bit, all three of us kind of come from our own different walks of life when it comes to like the battle rap spectrum. Frack is West Coast.
Hashtag diversity.
Yeah, hashtag diversity, dude. We fit right with the mold,
Hashtag
man.
diversity. Hashtag Long Beach.
Wow. But anyways, like I'm affiliated with Ruin Your Day, King of the Dot, and Frack is West Coast, rising in the ranks, doing his little grind, and Mike P, you're pretty well. You did the whole rising of the ranks. You've kind of pretty much established yourself. You're on contract with URL. A bunch of different insight that we can pick and choose from in this episode. So I wanted to ask an open-ended question, probably the most generic and corny-ass question I could ask. But Mike P, what would you change about battle rap?
Oh man.
Oh Lord. Open a can of worms.
Here's my thing. It's tough because it's like it's a request that I know can't happen, but I wish that there wasn't so many opinions. I wish there wasn't so like
Yeah.
I feel like back then it was all about just enjoying the battles, and I think what changed is the knowledge that so many people have. People are so seasoned in battle rap. I feel like back then it was so much more enjoyable because everything was new. You know, everything was a discovery, and you know, you were always excited. It didn't matter what the fuck came out of someone's mouth. It was just the whole point of battle rap was so exciting. And I think I'm very internet based. Being also, you know, battle rap is an internet based community. And I'm so internet as far as, you know, interacting with fans and, you know, trying to get in the chat rooms, just really trying to see that me personally, I've gotten tired of opinions. And I'm not saying that nobody's entitled to it, but I feel like it does change the course of a lot of things. A lot, man. I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough. I feel like it's all preference because, you know, it's hard to change anything really. But I just feel like people gotta get back to enjoying it. I feel like people are too angry, man. Like they're too angry about battle rap. It's just people get too frustrated, bro. Like instead of just enjoying it. So if I were to change anything, like it's just get back to enjoying it, man. Like of course there's people that love it, you know what I mean? Like they don't really have that much of a problem. But and the problem is like there's no, you know, battle rap is no exception to the internet. So the internet is a crazy place. It's a negative place. Could be highly negative in any area. And I think that's the one. I guess I'd change that. Like the negativity, it's too negative.
Right.
It's not enjoyable. It's hard to enjoy it. It's hard to express. It's hard to say you like somebody. It's hard to say you like the battle. It's hard to say you think somebody won. Like there's no, you know, respecting of an opinion or anything like that. It's too crazy, man.
On a psychological level, I feel like I've picked up that fans see the way battlers treat each other in battles and the way they talk shit to each other. And because it's a culture that's so niche and everyone's so obsessed with it, that's how they think they should then react with the battlers.
Yeah.
They see And that's where all that
Yeah.
negativity and hate comes from, because they look up to a culture that is based on negativity. But what they don't realize is when battlers are chilling with each other, we're all completely positive. Everyone's
Yeah.
bigging each other up.
Exactly.
But because fans they only see personas on YouTube, the way they talk to people online in person. Well, less in person than online, that's for sure. But they're so negative. They're so negative when in reality, it's what they love. It's their hobby, you know. In reality, they should be so positive about it, talking to their favorite battlers, but that's just the way they see people act on the screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
One thing about that though, kind of going back to where you were saying like the whole there's too many opinions and stuff, is one thing that I've said for like the longest time is the cool part, but also one of the downsides to battle rap is that it's so big that you can reach superstars. You can reach people like Drake or Kevin Durant or whoever, like they're watching that, but it's so small that anybody with a damn GoPro could create a wave of opinions just off one vlog. You know what I mean? Like somebody who had no credentials or nothing like that. Like there's very little outlets like that where anybody like and not to mention not only that, but the fact that it's so small that there are these forums and stuff where the battlers themselves are in there, so they're down to like the humanistic perspective to where it's like, oh, you're just like my friend on Facebook. You know what I mean? There's no disconnect. You don't see an NFL player on your Facebook status commenting, oh, you didn't like that, blah blah blah, or you don't see this. Like as much as that might help you, where you're like, oh, I'm interacting with fans, subconsciously. It's really like taking away from it. It's kind of like when you meet your like favorite, like don't meet your heroes type deal, because like you realize, oh, they're just like me, and it takes away like the mystique of it and stuff. And then that's when the negative and the disrespect comes in and all that shit, because they're like, oh, you can do that, why can't I do that? It's really
or when you see your favorite battler's Facebook profile and they're posting racist ass statuses and pictures eating with you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's another thing. The fans are way too comfortable. They're way too comfortable with the battlers because they have that access. They have the access, and trust me, I've contemplated, never responding to people on Facebook again, never going live, never putting statuses up, because I get tired of it. Because it gets too much to the point where the people act like they know you. You know what I mean? So they can say whatever they want to you, and as far as you said, like the press, man, anyone with a GoPro or anyone, with a cell phone can sway an opinion of a battle rapper and shoot their character down with things that aren't even facts.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like fans create their own things out of thin air, and they don't even realize that it actually does impact some battle rappers. You know what I mean? Like I lost Flint. I don't know if you guys know anything about. I had a situation with Young Cannon. Where
I heard about that.
I was offered the battle. I didn't want to battle on that card. I wanted to take a break. I was working on getting on Gnome, so like I didn't want to do anything too crazy. And fans made a whole post about how I ducked them and the reasons why I ducked them and all this shit. And people turned on me. A lot of people turned on me. A lot of fans turned on me, and I was just sitting on my couch like, what the fuck is going like? What the hell's going on? I didn't even do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like fans, they create things out of thin air and actually cause problems for certain battle rappers, and that's where I get with my negative, thing that I would take out of it. Like, just sit down, man. Just get back to enjoying.
Be humble.
Be exactly.
Yeah.
Hold up, bitch.
I mean, not even fans though. Like bloggers do that sometimes too. Like as much as like we have a love-hate relationship with bloggers, they keep like the movement going in between battles and dry spots and all that stuff. Sometimes they create a narrative of that we have to answer for that nobody that wasn't even existing, or like it was pulled out of thin air. You know what I mean? And then fans start piggybacking off of it, and it's just like, oh my, like,
and then boom,
boom,
then you
exactly.
Gotta respond to it. Then you gotta explain yourself. I want to see Sirius Jones versus Hollow now instead of Diz versus Hollow because of this one. It's like, yo, slow. And then everybody's like, yeah, fuck Diz. Diz was never good. All this stuff. It's like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like, bro, what? Where's all this coming from?
Yeah, and then that becomes a topic, and then this guy might never get to battle that guy ever again.
Because that's what league owners look at, dude. Like, they look at what the fans say. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So for me, that's the one thing that, you know, I like. I wouldn't say, maybe I wouldn't say more, but I definitely enjoyed it a little more when I wasn't where I'm at now. When I didn't really get, you know, heavily into what it was to be a battle rapper, and my name wasn't where it's at right now. It was more enjoyable because there was less negativity. The deeper you get into battle rap, you realize how, you know, harsh some of these people are. Like, and it's not like, oh my God, my feelings are hurt. Like, stop making fun of me. But it's also like, man, just fall back, bro. Like, be a fan,
for real.
man. Just watch the battles. Get back to it being entertainment. I don't know, that wasn't a scheme, or that punchline didn't hit hard because in the second round, in his last battle, that didn't even hit, and he shouldn't have even battled that guy in the first place because last year he had this battle. Like, shut the fuck
Why does
up,
your voice
man.
sound like Rome DMV right now, though?
Watch it. No, you know, Freudian slip. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you know, shit happens, you know. But
yeah,
I'm saying, like, chill out, man. Just watch the battles, people. Like, I'm not saying don't have an opinion, but keep 90% of them to yourself. That's all.
Yeah. It's like
I think
it's
part
like
of that
videos.
is.
Go ahead, Frag. Go.
I was just gonna say part of that is why Ruin Your Day is so good. I think it's bringing like a bit of fun back into this thing where you're just where you're just watching battles for the enjoyment factor and getting a little seasoning too, which I think are the two problems you brought out.
And stuff. You can talk your shit, but like some of that shit gets like personal and like, yo, Disaster was never good and yada yada was never good and this person blah blah blah. It's like, come on, man, chill out, bro. It's like we're all friends behind the scene. Like nobody's got to fucking see somebody. Nobody's got to so and so called somebody else, so now they have to battle. It's like what? Or somebody has like a beef on a Facebook status, and then you see a fucking random battle fan who's like, "You guys should battle now." It's like, bruh, what? Get out of here!
And everyone's like, "Yeah, like retweet if you want this to happen." It's like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like I'm booked around.
Yeah, for real.
And this is why I love the Ruin Your Day. This is why I love what y'all do, because the whole watch live, that's real. That's what happens when people watch battles. Like, like this is another thing that gets me. Like, it's not real. The negative, the comments, the hate, it's not real. It doesn't exist. When someone goes, yo, Mike P is trash and he's pussy, it literally didn't happen. It wasn't said. It wasn't said to me. It's nonverbal communication. It's not real. That's not how it goes down. When you go to actual events, it's all love and it's all positive, and people are happy to see you. They're happy to see the battles. Like, everybody has fun. Nobody is watching a battle going, God, this fucking trash, fucking pussy ass bitch. I fucking hate him. I slapped the shit. Like, nobody's doing that.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's doing that. And that's why I like to watch live shit, because it's natural. Like, that is the reality of what it is to watch a battle with your boys, or watch a battle, or you know, battle rap in general. Like, that is what it's about. So on top of me saying, like, one of the things I would change is the negativity, it's kind of just the same thing as saying the false reality that is battle rap. It's not real, but like I said, it's the internet. And battle rap is no exception to what the internet is about. The internet is a fake place. The internet is a highly negative, for no reason, community. So, you know, it's tough because, like I said, when I started off, like, it's preference, because I know this is never going to change. But that's one thing that certainly, you know, I get to the point where I can't stand sometimes. Because it's not real, on top of it being so unnecessary. On top of it being so overly ridiculous, I also know it's not real. It's not real. It's just trolls. It's just, you know.
Yeah, people you hear a lot of times where people are like, man, this is turning into some WWE shit, WWF shit. It's like, yeah, because that's what you guys want. You're trying to fabricate these storylines that aren't there. You guys are trying to instigate things that aren't there. You know what I mean? Like, going back to what you were talking about like when fans come up and shit talk you. It's kind of like you see those videos online where like the fans jump the barricade at WWE and like punch John Cena, and then they get mad when John Cena kicks their ass. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, I thought we were fucking. It's like, no, dude, it's different. We're putting on a show. You're not part of this, man. Like, as much as there's good fans out there, chill the fuck out.
Exactly. Like, I'm sitting in a chair. Why can't I hit you over the head with it? Like, I thought I'm here for the wrestling. Like, no. And that's the thing that I'm saying. Nobody does that at an event. I can say with confidence, I will never walk into an event and someone go up to me like, man, you fucking trash, pussy. It doesn't happen. It's not real life. Nobody does that. Like, nobody's going to walk up to Charlie Clips like, yo, Clips, you're a bitch. They're like, nobody's going to do that, man. Like, there might be some people that are like, yo, man, I'm going to keep it real with you. Like, you got your ass kicked that last battle, or, I don't really fuck with you, but, we'll see tonight, whatever battle you got. Like, nobody's walking up to you like, man, you are fucking dumpster juice, dude. Straight trash juice.
Yeah.
Like what? It's never gonna happen, man.
I mean, but we kind of feel the fire, though, dude. We kind of feel the fire by like responding to it and like even acknowledging it here now. Like as much as we hate it, it's like the best thing to do is just pretend it's not there. And as hard as that is, like that's the only defense to that shit, man. Like that's all that I found, at least.
Yeah, and that was my problem. When I had first gotten on the URL was, I had this false reality in my head that I can please everybody.
Yeah.
And being that I had like a 3-year career, I battled for 3 years before I even got on the URL. It was all positive because I wasn't really that big. So I had my core supporters. I had this and that. Everyone was like, yeah, man, like, do it. You got this. And I was like, I'm on the URL. And everyone's like, woo, yeah, go. And then my first battle dropped. And there was that first person that was like, man, fuck Mike P. I was like, what? Like, why are people doing this? Like, why are people talking like this? I thought I could please everybody, man. Like, I'm mentally graduated now where, like I said, like, it just doesn't affect me anymore. I really don't respond to nothing. But, yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough because it's like people create shit, and then when you react to it, they react to your reaction, and they get on you for even talking about it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And they're not going to remember. They're not going to remember saying Mike P was dumpster juice, but they will remember if Mike P responded to them saying that they were dumpster juice. You know what I mean? They'll be like, oh yeah, Mike P. Yeah, I had a thread with him one time, but they're not going to remember the millions of comments they left in YouTube that one time. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So we're giving them that like validation.
And people try, dude. Like they try so hard to get you to respond. Like people will tag me in negative shit about me. You know what I'm saying? Where like I'll respond like, "Why did you just tag me in this?" Someone will make a whole post like, "Damn man, I
set it up."
Tag like Michael Polisi. They'll tag my Facebook name and they'll be like, "Yo, I really think Michael Polisi is garbage. What y'all think?" And I'll just comment under it like, "Why did you just tag me in a post about you thinking I'm garbage? Like, what the fuck?" And then they'll be like,
"Oh my god, he's responding. He's responding. He's fucking responding, guys. We did it. We irked him."
Mom, microwave my popcorn right now. And then they'll be like, "Yo, come on, man, you're a battle rapper. I thought you could handle this shit, yo. Like, why you getting all mad? Like, you mad soft, yo. Like, look." And then they'll screenshot it and be like, "Look at Mike T. He all angry because I called him a trash ass bitch and he doesn't like it." And everyone's like, "Oh my god, Mike T's he's so classless. Like, wow, he's really a diva now."
We could really do a whole segment reading like unbiased and talk back in that voice, like all this like gossipy ass posts.
I hear it. Yeah, absolutely. That I've convinced myself that is the voice of everybody on the internet. Mike P's so trash. Oh my god.
He is literally pussy juice. It's just
yeah, he's literally pussy juice. Oh my god.
All right, so switching gears just a little bit. I mean, when it came to that question, that's kind of like a fundamental, like almost like ethical type issue when it comes to that. But that shit's like, as long as the environment stays the way it is, like it's just going to keep inviting those type of personalities. So there's only so much you can do with that. But moving on to a separate question that's a little more like
I was just playing with a stapler and I stapled my finger together, bro. I'll be right back.
I literally heard in the background, ow.
Yeah, so Frack's MIA right now. He's going to the hospital. But anyways, we'll move on to the next question. Yeah. So Mike, taking all that stuff into account that you said, And all like you've obviously you're pretty tenured on URL, and you had your run before URL. If you started your own league hypothetically, and money wasn't an issue, whatever, what qualities would you cherry pick from all the leagues that you've seen throughout the years to create your ideal platform?
Ideal platform. Yeah, I mean, as far as the state, I mean, it's hard. I can only go off of what I see. You know what I mean? I've only physically been to a few leagues, like iBattles and beast modes, and we go hard.
And they all have a little bit different qualities,
Yeah. I personally like. I feel like the quality, as far as production online, I like the way King of the Dot formats what they do. As far as their trailers, their intros, maybe even down to the quality of the actual footage when it comes out. I like that. I love that pit style environment that KOTD seems to have a lot. If I were to make a league, I wouldn't want to make it as, like movie like, URL. They tend to have, more like theatrical performances, I would say. I would be more of a fan of like a pit style, type, where the fans are really close. I personally like being, closer to the battle rappers. You kind of get tied into the performance by default. So
that's kind of how iBattle had it. iBattle has that, like, everyone's just fucking like excited to be there right and be a part of it, and it like is infectious.
Exactly. So I would actually do a mix of pit style, but I also want it to be very performance oriented. I think talent is great. Like I love talent as far as whatever you would call talent. If you're going by pen or being lyrical, or I think performance is a talent. I think acting out. Well, I guess performance would be the same thing as really like acting, but I would also want it to be a show. I'd want it to be a show as well. So yeah, I'd definitely go pit style, and that's it, man. Like as far as names, like I don't even care about that. I would just want really entertaining battles, man. That's all I would want. That's all I would want. Fucking time limits that actually happen.
That are enforced, I mean, that's easier. That's easier said than done, though. That's kind of a gray area right there.
That's
because then you're just gonna piss off the battlers, and you're gonna piss off the fans, and you're like, bro, like I'm gonna get ripped in the comments.
There's no winning. Yeah, that's true. In a perfect world, when you tell a battle rapper you could only write X amount of material, they all write X amount of material, and that's it. In a perfect world, I still personally don't understand how people go over limits. When I am told you have 3 minutes, you could go 15 seconds or 30 seconds over, and that's it. I'm writing 3 minutes flat or 3 minutes and 30 seconds flat. So that's weird in a way. Like that falls on the battle rappers, like, and which makes it tough in a sense to do it, because it's not really the crowd's fault or
because you're going to be the bad guy telling everyone to go home. It's time for it's a school night type deal. It's like, oh, what?
Exactly. And as a battle rapper, I've never understood, like, how are you arguing if you were told how long you're able to rap? Without crowd reaction, you should go. If you're going over the time, like if you wrote 3 minutes and you happen to like maybe rap a little slower, the most you're going is like 7 seconds over the limit. So it's your choice whether you want to go by the limit or not. But enforce time limits, no matter what.
Enforce time limits.
No matter what.
Yeah, I mean that's easier said than done. You see people get become like the super villain of the league if you see a stopwatch in their hand. It's like, oh, here's this guy again. He's gonna ruin the party for everybody.
True, yeah. Exactly.
I don't envy that job. That's for sure. If people want to do that, definitely not me.
Okay.
So that's interesting. Both you and I are kind of from different universes in in battle rap. You've never been to a King of the Dot event. I've never been to a URL event. So I'm curious on like the differences from like your standpoint. But in your opinion, what do you think is like the biggest misconception of like the URL platform or like the URL stage period?
Well, I guess if I could start from a battle rapper's perspective, I looked at URL as like a beast. Like I looked at it as a very intimidating. It was going to be impossible to be liked and have lettuce thrown at your head if you're whack and all of that. So that was a complete misperception that I got and was told before I got to URL. I think the biggest thing about URL that people, I guess whatever the myth about URL is that it's too hyped or we gas or we boo or it's unprofessional or that's another thing that I used to hear about URL all the time. Like, oh, the shows are always late. As long as I've been on URL, everything's on time. Everything's, pretty well in order. The battles happen when they're supposed to happen.
RNT.
It's definitely. Oh shit, Frag's back.
Yeah, man. I'm doing okay now.
Frack's alive.
The fucking staples of death. Yeah, I think URL has a lot more professionalism than people think that we have. That's one thing. I always hear URL's unprofessional or URL doesn't know how to run an event. Definitely not true at all. I think for the majority, every event I've been to, and I've probably been to almost all of them for the last 3 years, besides the ones that are in LA, are run pretty crystal, pretty smooth. Pretty smooth. I've never had an issue as far as a URL event.
That's interesting, man.
I
think.
Go ahead, Frack. You're injured. You missed out on some conversation.
Before he bleeds out.
Yeah. I need a fidget spinner, man. I can't be playing with staples and shit.
Definitely a safer option.
Stay protected. I was gonna just say, I think there's such a in your career. Why isn't Mike P on King of the Dot? Why isn't Mike P on King of the Dot? But when it comes to your actual style rather than your race, I feel like you fit just perfectly with URL. I guess like you may angle a bit, and that's known as a King of the Dot thing. But like, I feel like if you really break your style down and not the way you look, I think you fit perfectly on Smack. How do you feel about that comparison? Why people want you on King of the Dot? Do you feel like you're right at home where you are, or what?
Yeah, I do. And I've said this from the beginning, which was always my counter to, I should be on King of the Dot. I always thought that I was a URL rapper before I was a King of the Dot rapper. As far as that is concerned, though, there's a lot of different styles on the URL that you would say are King of the Dot. There's a lot of different styles on King of the Dot that would work on URL.
Right.
And personally, I think I would be a chameleon. I think I'd work just as good on King of the Dot as I would on URL. And I think that goes into another myth about URL. You don't have to be a gun blasting street rapper to fit on the URL to get crowd reaction. And if there's any example, it has to be my fucking gelled haired white tasty ass being very successful on the league right now.
Yeah.
And that's another misconception about URL. Like it's not street. It's not like that might be an element of URL that has been around since Smack. You know what I mean? That's what it was back then. It was street. It was, it was who's the toughest, who's this and who's that. But clearly I've broken a few barriers as far as that's concerned. So King of the Dot, I would work well. And I feel like my confidence as an artist, I can say that I'd work well anywhere. I think I'd work well in Don't Flop. I think if I had a beast mode battle, I think I'd be good. I think I'd be, accepted well in, anywhere really. But yeah, if we were to be like technicality, I'm more of a URL rapper than I'd be, a quote unquote King of the Dot rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it's cool with it, man. Like URL is my home, and this is my literal home, New York, man. Like this is where I'm from. And as much as I've been a King of the Dot fan since it
Long
came
Beach
out,
Killer.
Prime time, the Long Beach Killer, baby. Like LBK, bro.
Killer.
Like this is it. Yeah. So as much as and this is no shot to any other league, but like I always wanted to be on URL. It was always something. I wanted to be on Smack when I wasn't a battle rapper. You know what I mean? That was just something I always wanted to do. So I definitely feel like I'm. This is more home. And
Yeah, I feel like the New York like Northeast area, like that is just like on lock. You know what I mean? Like that whole area, it's like you can't not think like that. They all have each other's backs, whether there's like inside beefing or whatever. If other leagues come out, like the whole, if it's not URL, it doesn't count, all that stuff, that like eclipse because of that mentality of like it's us and not them and all that kind of stuff. So the fact that you are from there, and
as a non-URL battle rapper, I gotta say it sucks not counting, man. I wish I counted.
Well, I don't, I don't believe that. I'm not going to be the one to say, obviously, regardless of me telling Daylight, welcome to your first battle that counts, I obviously don't believe that because I think my first 9 battles most certainly counted.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
Does that piss you off that Daylight didn't have to do a PG since that was his first battle?
No, man. Daylight's one of the greatest battle rappers in the world, man. You don't need no PG. You don't need no PG. I still beat him though.
Ooh,
but yeah, man,
debatable.
Like, I know. It's a debatable. I still think I won though. But oh yeah, and another thing that you were touching on with the whole a lot of people talking about me being on KOTD. As far as my side is concerned, they only say that because I'm white.
Yeah.
The only reason is that is the only reason. I have never seen a post. And I'm not kidding. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you've seen it. I have never, ever seen a post of any URL rapper, a picture of them, and someone going, do you think he's a better fit on King of the Dot? Nobody. Ever.
Yeah.
It's only...
That's just like people being like, what would be a good match? Big K versus Glue Easy. It's like, I wonder why. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're right. You don't see someone being like, I think Shotgun Suge would really appeal to the Canadian audience more. I don't know.
Yeah. Nobody's gonna do that. Do you think Briz is a better fit on KFTD? It's like, why is it? What do you mean a better fit? What does that even mean? Like,
even someone for like Chef Trez, for example, who I feel like Chef Trez would really appeal to King of the Dot with his freestyles and angles and shit. No one's saying that about him. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I can list you 10 battle rappers on URL that are probably a better fit on KOTD more than I am. You know what I mean? But I know why. And I'm not going to complain. I'm obviously not going to complain because the last thing anyone needs is a white guy complaining about being white. But that is the reason, the same reason why people are like, man, this guy needs to go to KOTD, is the same reason why I feel like I have to put in 200% to get 100% or 50% recognition. It's definitely, I definitely have a tougher road on URL, and I knew that coming in. You don't see any people that look like me on the URL. And if you were, they got, 2-3 battles max under their belt here, and then they were booted. So, I already knew what it was coming in, and I already know, like, I feel like I should have been in a bigger position, maybe faster. Not saying I think so highly of myself. I enjoy the journey that I've been on, but I definitely got to grind and do a lot more than other people are considered to get where I'm at. But I love it, man. This is what I signed up for.
Honestly, I was going to ask this as an off-topic question, but it fits right in now. I think whiteness in the URL could honestly be some type of sociological paper. It's always so fascinating, you know what I mean? I think it over the years it's been done in so many ways. Like you have Real Deal, who kind of like does a little bit of street talk, but mostly plays his teacher-old. I'd say does it pretty tastefully. Then you have Sharon, who kind of like over-pandered his whiteness when he went there and talked about how small his dick was, and the crowd loved it. And then you have you, and I feel like you do it in an interesting way. Like you used it for a bar that went over really well, talking about your credit score and shit like that. But I feel like you also do it in a more tasteful way, where it's like, yes, I'm the white guy, but here's why. How careful are you about like portraying your whiteness when you're on the URL stage?
Well, in a sense, I don't. And I think that's what separates me from a lot of white guys that have been at URL. So when you get Sharon, you have a stereotypical white person. When you get Real Deal, as much as I love Real Deal, you get a stereotypical white person in a sense where, you might kind of tell that, all right, he's trying to act a little gangster. He used the Snow angle. My black friends are more gangster than your black friends. You know what I mean? Like, You get a stereotypical white guy. With Snow, you got a stereotypical white guy, the hillbilly, the southerner, the semi-racist, psychopath. With me, there's no tag. There's no stereotype. It's just
I put you in the gym tan laundry category.
Gym tan laundry, the GTL, bro. The fucking the GTF.
LBK GTL, baby.
Listen, man, Mike the situation, bro.
Mike the situation. How mad are you that name was taken whenever you started battling?
Mike the situation?
Yeah.
I don't know how no one's used that angle yet.
I know. Well, I mean, they use it online, and they use it online. I actually told Twerk, in the battle with Twerk, I said a line where I was like, if New Jersey Shore Mike the situation, and it went completely over that.
Yeah. That's actually fire. Yeah, no, I think I all jokes aside though, I think you fit that image for sure of a stereotypical white person 100%, but the actual content you use is more what you're getting at, right? I think that's where you
it's the content, the material, and it's the way I'm on stage, man. Like I'm blacked out on that stage. I'm very serious. I put my all into it. You can see the passion, you can see the aggression. I'm not gonna be like, I flip my hair up because I, got your bitch on my, I'm not gonna do that. So I might look like it because I put my hair up, or, maybe my jeans or whatever the fuck I'm wearing. But I certainly, that's all that you could do. That's all you could pin on me. So URL people, they can't do that. Oh, white boys in here trying to do this, or white boys into it. Because I'm just rapping. At the end of the day, I'm rapping, and you know what? I'm rapping better than a lot of the people that are here. So that's one of the reasons why respect I get. And I'm climbing the ranks. Man. And I have no intentions on stopping anytime soon. So.
Yeah, so, you come to it with like a more sense of a conviction, like the example that he brought up with Sharon. You take obviously a pretty polar opposite approach than the one that Sharon takes, but you also get polar opposite ridicule for the approach that you take too. So it's definitely more about the approach rather than anything else, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And that's what I pride battling on. It's for me, it's what can I give you that is the best I could have possibly came up with. There is no there's no motive behind what I do. There's no, trying to win people over by rapping a certain way. It's just, for me, all I care about is, am I better than the last time I went on stage? And, how entertaining can I possibly be for the people, and wherever it needs to take me to where I am. That's all I care about at the end of the day.
Hell yeah.
I'm here to do this or I'm here to do that. It's just how good was the last IP? Okay, I need to beat that. I need to be better than the last one, and I need to keep repeating the process.
Yeah. I mean, that's all you can do is worry about you. Like, people worry about like vaulted battles and stuff like that, and certain things like that, and a lot of times it doesn't even have to do with like your personal performance and maybe your opponent's performance or outside factors or something like that. The only thing that you can do at the end of the day is focus on you. You know what I mean? Those outside factors are out of your hands.
Exactly. So. And not be Cortez, and you're good.
And that's you said it. You said it.
Don't be Cortez.
All right, so Mike, let's move into these off-topic questions and wrap this episode up. Off-topic for people who haven't listened before, it's just a light-hearted questions that don't really have to do with the topic we were talking about. A couple of them do, a couple of them don't. But we'll just start off. Frack, do you want me to start off? I can start off.
Get her done.
Okay, so this one does kind of pertain now that I think about it. But we talked earlier about like. I mean, this kind of touches on a little bit of everything. Like fans put in the whole like now more than ever. You see the wave of like the whole URL versus King of the Dot type card and whatever, and it's just like a never ending argument. It's like the final boss in like the battle rap video game. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But anyways, if URL versus King of the Dot were to happen, and you were a URL obviously battler. Who would you want to battle on the King of the Dot versus URL card?
It's got to be Joe.
It's got to be Jonai.
It has to be. It has to be. That conversation, it has been Mike P versus Jonai for like 3 years now, man. I was hearing that before I even got on the URL. And then obviously, that angle is used against me. There's been 2 people that said, if Jonai wasn't here, man, you wouldn't be here if Jonai hadn't left, and that's always. I mean, me and Jonai joke about it all the time, bro. Like we joke about it all the time because we're constantly tagged in Mike P versus Jonai needs to happen. So we've already laughed at that a million times. But if
I think that's funny though, because people can quantify Jonai as like a URL battler, like as a really big reach. You know what I mean? I even see people that say like, "Oh, well, Head Ice is a URL battler." I was like, "Dude, he's the King of the Dot champion. How are you gonna say he's a URL?"
Yeah, he's clearly a King of the Dot rapper. Yeah.
Come on, but I think that battle would be freaking nuts. You know what I mean? I feel like what's that like? What happens when you like see your doppelganger? Like you guys just like burst into like dust or something like that? Like that would probably happen. You guys see each other on.
It's a fusion.
You guys, yeah, a mirror match, man. But yeah, that would definitely that'd be nuts.
I'd see Mike P versus Caustic as a funny one too.
Mike P versus Caustic.
Caustic, yeah, that'd be interesting. I never thought about Caustic, but yeah, as far as like King of the Dot, it'll always be Jonai, man. That needs to happen one day. Whether it's on King of the Dot or URL, like someone's got to figure this out because I got to battle him.
Yeah, that's got to be like a retirement.
One day
match,
HBO will buy the rights to all the leagues, and we can do whatever we want.
Yeah,
hopefully
that'd be great.
Hopefully.
That'd be great. I'm pushing for battle rap to go corporate.
Yeah, that's what we need, man. We just need more money. Just give us more money.
Exactly, $100 million.
And then people will just ask for $100 million once they find out that we went corporate.
right, Mook.
Murder Mook's like, I ain't doing nothing short of $2 billion.
Exactly.
2.2 billion.
Oh wait, you got 2.2, actually 3 billion. What do you not have? That's what I want.
Mook's like, HBO didn't exist before me. I created HBO.
Exactly. If you could pay me 2, you could pay me 3. Okay?
Never ending.
Give me my mediocre rounds.
All right, Frack, did you already waste all your off-topic questions in the middle of the interview?
Oh, did I? Fuck. No, I got one.
Damn it, dude. Okay,
so... No, I got one.
Okay, go for it, man. Go for it.
As, both of us happen to be victims of physical assault in battle rap. So my question to you is, how did you use that moment? How did you bounce back from that punch as a springboard for your career?
That was the greatest thing that could have ever happened. That was the best way to start off my battle rap career. Like there's no better. That was my first fucking battle, dude. That was my first battle. My first battle ever. ever, ever, ever. Trust, I had battled people, you know, in the baseball fields in 10th grade, but that was my first YouTube, 3 rounds, coin toss, you know, man on my left, man on my right. That was the first battle I ever did. And what I gained out of that, and I didn't do shit after it. What made it so good is that he punched me because I was beating him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that has to be the only battle in the history of battle rap where the opponent was punched for winning. I was cooking him so bad, he punched me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the greatest part about that is the punch was terrible. And then the greatest part about that is in slow-mo, I'm smiling. He punched me, right? I don't even know if you could call it a punch, man. If you watch that, like, it's not even a punch. He hits me with, like, 3 fingers, like his last 3 fingers. And then he tackled me, and we were on a stage, like, probably like a foot high. And we fell off the stage, and you could see in the slow-mo, like, because I remember him hitting me and tackling me. And I cracked a smile because I was like, why the fuck did he just, like, as we're going down, I'm like, why did he just fucking punch me? And you could see, like, I literally smiled at it. And it was hailed as, like, the weakest sucker punch ever. If that punch hadn't happened, that battle would have 217 views. That battle has 700,000 views.
Damn.
There is no better kickoff to your career. There's no better way. No.
I can't agree enough.
Freck, does your slap have 700,000 views?
No, my slap. Well, the thing is, I wasn't smiling. I was far from smiling, so I'm glad it's where it's at. But at the same time, it did a lot for my career. I'm not gonna lie. It got my name buzzing. So you know,
so you
there's
guys
nothing wrong with.
Essentially found like the secret sauce to like excelling is
Dude, being a white person in hip hop, there's nothing wrong with taking a slap for your own virality. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You got to do it, man. You got to do it.
Damn.
It was like.
Did your mom see it? Did your mom see it?
Yeah.
What'd she say?
That son of a bitch. I'll kill him. I'm like,
my mom was like, "What is this hobby you have chosen? I don't like it."
Right? You should have fucking... Oh my god, dude, wait, hold up. True fucking story, man. So when that happened, obviously, like, I was living with my pops at the time, and I told him, like, you know, I was going to do my first battle, and da-da-da. I remember the next day, he's like, how'd it go? I was like, oh, it was great, da-da-da. So I never told him that it dropped, but it had came out, and it was buzzing. And I guess I had watched it in my house on a computer, and he had, like, went on YouTube, and he was doing something, and he noticed it, like, on the side screen. Obviously, he saw the title, Mike P beats dude so bad that he gets sucker punched.
It was, like, titled, like, is it actually titled like that, the battle itself, or just, like, a snippet?
The title of the video is Mike P beats dude so bad that he gets sucker punched.
That's like,
Ooh,
was it an A-hat battle?
That, yeah, D-A-T, yeah. So, yeah, he sends me a text message, and he's like, I just want to let you know, like, I saw your battle. And I'm like, damn. I get home. I go in the kitchen. I look at him. I smile. He looks at me, shakes his head, and goes, why couldn't you just play trumpet?
Then he sent you to your room.
I was like, what? No, he didn't send me to my room. I was like, what? Like trumpet?
He definitely sent him to his room. He was way too defensive on that answer.
No, he definitely.
Yeah.
I sent him to his room.
Yeah, I sent myself to my room. I was like, I'm not gonna deal with this.
You sent yourself to your room and just went and practiced trumpet the whole night.
Yeah,
I like trumpet.
Yeah. In the fucking dark, just playing trumpet, crying.
I mean, what more could you ask from a battle? You know, like that's probably the peak of like the best outcome after footage drops is that your dad calls you into the room.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
If your dad's not disappointed in you, you're not doing battle rap right.
Exactly. There needs to be high-key disappointment. Absolutely. That's what it's all about.
High-key. Oh, damn. All right. So Mike, I'll end on this question. It's probably like one of the most asked questions, but sometimes it garners a cool answer. You're currently under URL contract. We don't talk to many people that are under contract, and that is an interesting feat in itself. But once your contract ends, is that something that like people re-enter, or how does that normally work? Because I'm not really 100% sure on how that works. Or is it normally just like a one and done type thing?
The thing about the contract that people don't get, like, there's only a couple people that are actually on a contract. I think that my URL contract ends like in a couple months. I don't even know if we'd be at another contract. I think it's just a case of, I'm URL, man. Like, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to have battles. Obviously, whenever it ends, which I really have never paid attention to because it's nothing really crazy. You know what I mean? I think the URL contracts tend to get a lot of bad rep, but there's really nothing wild about it. But yeah, I mean, if the contract is thrown my way as far as like redoing another one, then absolutely, man.
So essentially, the contracts are put into play. Like normally, you see contracts be put on like rising stars, to be like, all right, this guy's going to be somebody. I want him to be under my umbrella. And you've kind of established your footing and all that. Like you wouldn't see them try to put like Charlie Clips under contract or
absolutely not.
Or somebody like that. You know what I mean? That's why like the top guys kind of bounce around more or less.
Which is smart, man. It's doing business. You want to protect, something that you consider an asset to you, and obviously you want to label them as someone that's under your thing. You know what I mean? Like you want to represent the URL, you want to represent this, you want to represent that. So like I see no harm in that. I think eventually when it gets to a point, that I'm a huge, if I ever get to the point where I'm a really, really big name, of course there's going to be a lot of more leniency as far as, me deciding if I ever want to do something else or, but as far as that's concerned, that's honestly not in my plans at all. Right now, I want to solidify my name on the URL. I want to, do as much as I can. And, that's the goal. If in the future it ever becomes a situation where they want me to venture out, if they're saying, hey, go do a battle over here if you want, go to, Don't Flop, go to iBattle, do whatever you want to do, then, then I'll definitely look into that as far as, branching out. But as far as right now, it's URL and, yeah, man, the contract, like I said, I don't even know what the hell, I don't even know when that runs out, but I'm sure when it runs out, I'll be aware of it and, we'll probably sign again. Absolutely.
You're being very ambiguous, man. I'm really curious what is on this contract. What do you get with a URL contract? Did you get like a candlelit dinner with Smack, a pair of Timbs?
You get paid in gum, Trident layers, and nah, man, it's nothing crazy. Like it's just fucking show up on time to battles. You gotta.
It's basically like ground rules, right? Or like
it's ground rules, bro. Like it's nothing crazy. If you want to battle somewhere else, you need to let us know first. It's basic shit, bro. Like it's basically don't steal our footage and put it on your own thing. You know what I mean? Like it's just basic things. Show up on time. Don't fucking steal money and footage and film, and we'll give you a minimum certain amount of battles per year. But like I said, like this is something like the contract that I have now does not apply to who I am now. It's a completely different game right now, which is why I don't think they've ever brought it up or I really care about it. It doesn't matter because now the goals and what I do is completely different. They might not have expected me to rise as quick as I did and now doing the things that I'm doing.
So you're still getting that Steph Curry Lolo for even though you're a bigger name.
Yeah, facts. So basically the contract that I'm under is like a PG type contract as far as, the requirements and what it does and I'm not a representation of whatever that contract was when I was who I was, at the Summer Madness proving grounds, battling Haitian and battling Ab. So things have certainly changed. So I'm sure the contract will change when it comes time to renewing it and doing what I have to do. But
I heard a rumor that you might be battling Soul in Britain. Is that true?
Oh man, I don't know, man. Like, I want to battle Soul because I think he's the fucking greatest rapper in the world.
Dude, he's fucking crazy.
I think he is so unbelievably good. It's fucking scary. I think he's like the Loaded Lux of Don't Flop.
He is, man.
He really is, man. That guy is unbelievable. Yeah, URL is looking to venture out into the UK. We're in the works with it right now, and obviously I didn't talk to Soul. I don't know if anybody in URL spoke to Soul, but he is definitely somebody that I want to battle if we get this thing going. So hopefully we do. Hopefully we have our UK event, and that would be amazing, man. And that would be the first person I'd want. I don't want any different. I want the best. You know, that's what I'm about. I want dog fights. I want tough. You know what I mean? I don't want to, cherry pick and choose. I need the tough fights. All
right. So as a cliche last question, is there anyone else on your hit list that you want to call out on the Ruin Your Day platform?
Yeah. Verb. I think Verb needs to happen. Me and Verb needs to happen.
He probably won't retire for another 10 years, so you're probably chilling that.
I know, man. Yeah, I got a chance, bro. I got a chance. If at this point I want Arsenal too, I'm sure Arsenal will still be around. Yeah, Verb and Briz. I don't really have a hit list, to be honest, Frank. There's not many people where I'm like, I want to fucking kill that guy or I want to battle that guy. So, I mean, personally, it'd be Briz and Verb because those are the only two battle rappers that I've really had an altercation with where it's like, I want to fuck you up one day.
Uh-huh.
So that would honestly be it.
Set it up.
Yeah. I set it up in Long Beach, kid.
Long Beach. So we've learned a lot from this episode. We've learned get punched if you want 700,000 views. But make sure to smile. We've learned
that all internet cows sound like this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We've learned don't tag your favorite rapper in negative comments. Only positive comments. We've learned a lot. But we appreciate you being on.
Definitely stay strapped to the stapler if you plan on fucking with me.
Oh yeah, and don't fidget spinners and staplers are two different things. That's another thing we learned.
Yes. And choose wisely.
But anyways, we appreciate you being on. I guess what do you got next, man? You got anything publicly in the works right now, or am I?
Publicly not. Privately, yes. It's locked in. Main event. I got another vet coming, and it's gonna be big, man. It's gonna be big. We're gonna announce it soon, and
you versus Soul, dude. You versus Soul. URL all fucking day or something like that. That's
dude, yeah, right. Don't flop all fucking .tv.
.tv.
Yeah, hopefully.
Don the long stocking.
Yeah. Oh my god! But yeah, man, big things to come. So it'll be announced soon. It'll be announced soon. I can't wait for it to be announced.
All right, dope. All right, well, we're looking forward to it, man. I appreciate you being on again.
Dude, thank you so much, Clayton. Frack, you already know, Frackavelli, fucking hot fracking. We out here.
Hey. We gotta be, man. All right, I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right,
man. Thanks so much.
All right, see you.
You too.